neck stuff, which was great. Yeah, so probably get into the legs a little bit, hamstrings and hips and that kind of thing. And yeah, it's always good. I know it's always a winner. All right, well, let's find a comfortable seat. We'll chant Om together. We'll do some rolling Oms just to come together and find presence in our bodies. Yeah, and just like I had the same deep rest last night as Kathleen, and there's something about springtime and just feeling the nourishment of the earth come up into our bodies. And so we'll just close our eyes. And just arrived here in our practice together this morning. This intuitive flow. When you're ready, exhale the breath all the way out. Take a nice full inhalation, just breathing all the way into the lungs. So just taking a moment here in the quiet. Watching the flow of the in-breath, which expands the inner body. And then the gentle release of the exhalation, just feeling the shoulders drip back and down, a soft smile on the face. And one more breath here, inhaling. And just take it all in, all that last little breath. We're going to sip it in. Hold the breath, pause. And exhale, just feeling that let down. Right? Like Kathleen brought in this morning, that let down of the active parenting she's been in. And just feeling that sweet release, that deep inward rest. And again, one more breath, inhaling, take it all in. And in the last few moments, just take the breath in fully. Feel that lightness in the chest, shoulders, head and neck. And then a nice slow exhalation. You can even breathe out through the mouth, let the jaw relax all the way out. Great. And then let's inhale, let the eyes open. And we'll exhale, just gonna take a stretch up and over to the side. And you can go side to side at your own pace. Yeah. I'm just loving, and I love seeing it in the screen, just loving the green coming out of the earth right now. I even went up to the fire zone 2 days ago, and there was so much green. It was so hopeful and beautiful to know that even after all these destructive fires, new life comes and returns. And then let's inhale, come up, and we'll twist over to the right. So left hand onto the knee. And inhale, grow up tall through the spine. Exhale, deep twist. Eyes are soft, steady. Keep returning to your breath, inhaling. And exhale. Good, and switch sides, left hand back. Root down through the base of the pelvis and inhale, grow up tall, just like those little plants sprouting out of the earth right now. We sprout through our bodies, inhale and exhale. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, twist. And then inhale, come back, and let's make our way into a child's pose. So we'll take the knees apart and the feet together. Yeah. And go ahead and just rest your head on the ground. And you can either have the arms out in front or down by your sides. And just take this sweet moment as you begin your practice this morning. Make an offering, cultivate an intention, and maybe it's just continuing that deep rest or just following your intuitive flow this morning. And exhale, softening in. We're going to come up nice and slowly. Inhale, just keeping the back rounded as you come up. And then come all the way into an arch position, opening up the throat, chest. And then on the exhale, we'll pull right back into child's pose. Yeah, so just feel this nice inward feeling. And then inhale, come out of it, rounding the back. Slide your chest through. Open up the shoulders and exhale. Last one here. Pulling back. And you're going to kind of scoot the fingers forward as the sitting bones rest down. Good. And then inhale will come through again, all the way through the spine, rounding like a wave, arch the back. And then exhale, round the back here. So just a couple of cat-cow stretches. Inhale. Looking up, exhale, pull the navel in, chin to chest. And last one here, inhale. And exhale, rounding. And then inhale onto all fours. Let's take the left foot between the hands. Come on up here into a lunge and take a couple of big circles in the hips. Yeah. Big circular motions in the hips. Just stirring up the pot here in the body. And you can go both directions. Yeah. Just listening inside. Feel into the edges of your hips, your pelvis, the legs connecting into the pelvis. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Let's interlace the hands and reach the palms towards the ceiling. Yeah, and just take a couple breaths. So we're still warming up here. You can go side to side, lifting up out of the ribs and the side body opening. Good. And then exhale, release. Right hand inside. Take a twist to the left arm up. And we'll sink the hips towards the ground as we open the chest wide. So listening inside, listen with that felt sense. It's a great time of year to go out barefoot and just feel through the feet. In Sanskrit, we call it the Shravana, the felt sense, being able to feel your way through the movement. Feel the air. And then move slowly as you exhale, bring the hand down. Let's step back onto all fours and do a couple more cat-cows. Inhale, arch the back and exhale, curl the navel in. And then back to neutral, we'll step the right foot forward. Good, and inhale, come on up. Let's do some big circles in the hips. Yeah, and just go slow. Again, so you're able to kind of feel and sense your way through the hips, the lower back. We'll just do a little exploration through the body today, curiosity. Where do you feel tension? Where do you feel fluidity? And resistance is such a great teacher, right? So where do you feel the resistance? Good, and then interlace the hands, stretch the arms up. And again, we'll come up side to side, especially reaching up and over to the right. Get that nice openness through the whole psoas, deep abdominal area. Yeah, inhaling, and then exhale, bow forward. Left hand down, right arm up to the sky. So you can, on the exhale, let the hips go deep down towards the ground. And then from there, we get to open. It's like finding that deep rest so that we can then open to what's next. And then exhale, release. Let's step back to down dog. And we'll take our first downward dog nice and wide. So you can bring the pinkies to the outer edges of your mat and walk your feet wide too, you guys, and then bend the knees. Yeah, so you're gonna let your butt shine. Open up that pelvic floor wide, move the inner thighs back and apart. Yeah, and let your head relax, your jaw relax. I'm just opening up the body here. Great. And then walk the feet a little closer. Inhale, sweep the right leg up to the sky and move your foot in some circles. So you get that movement in your ankle and take a couple of hip rotations with the knee bent. Yeah, and just be playful and curious in your body this morning. No agenda, you know? That's one great thing about not having a plan is like, we don't have an agenda here. We're just simply in relationship with the body. And exhale, release, inhale, left leg to the sky. And again, circle the foot. Take a couple of hip rotations with the knee bent. Yeah. Excellent. And then release the foot. And we'll walk up to the top of our mat. Separate the feet hip distance apart. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. So from your tail, see if you can reach out through the crown. Get long, get expanded. And then on the exhale, bow forward. And we'll spend a few breaths here. The toes spread. In fact, you can take your little toe and then the next toe and just spread those toes. And then after the toes are spread, place your hands on the feet and just ground. Take a moment to ground in. Root down into your feet. And rooting down is not a lot of effort, actually. It's more of a yielding. It's more of a letting down, like Kathleen said. So feel that heaviness for a moment. Exhaling all the way out. Good. Inhale, hands to the hips and come up nice and slowly, keeping the crown extended. Exhale, let's reach back and interlace the hands here. And we'll loop the shoulders. So you're gonna bend the knees and root down again to lift up through the heart. So it's like you're gonna take a big sip of spring nectar and you're gonna drink it in through your heart center. Big breath in, open the throat, take that in. Good, and on the exhale, we'll fold forward. So feel free, if your hamstrings are on the tight side, you can bend the knees a little bit, just micro bend. Yeah, and the thing about working the hamstrings is we want to engage the quad muscles. That's going to create an opening in the hamstrings. So quads engage. And you find that balance. So if you're hanging too far back on your heels, you have more of a tendency to hyperextend the knees. So we want to come forward into the four corners of the feet equally. Yeah. Good. And then inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, release the hands. We'll scoot the feet in a little bit closer. And we're going to stand on the left leg and reach the right leg back. Yeah. Good. So we're going to work a little bit of balance today too. I think that just came through. So balance with hamstrings. Keep the hips level here. Walk your hands so they're in front of, right underneath your chest. Good, and breathe. Just a couple of breaths here. And then exhale, release, and we'll switch legs. So plant the right leg down, lift the left leg up. Yeah. And so again, make sure there's no hyperextension in the knee. So you can slightly bend it if that's the case. Lift up on the quad, lift your chest, smile. And beautiful, exhale, release that left leg. Great, and we'll place our hands on our hips. And again, inhale, come up nice and slowly. And exhale, let's go ahead. Do you guys have a strap or any kind of thing handy? If you do, have it handy. If you don't worry about it. So we're gonna come to the front of our mats. Let's do a couple of sun salutes to warm up. We'll go nice and slow. Do a little more lunar style sun salutes. Yeah. So hands come together at the heart. Stand at the front of your mat. I love this metaphor, stand at the front of the mat, because it's sort of like standing at the forefront of your life, right? In the front lines, we can call it, like we're facing forward. And I think life is showing us more and more, like we have to let go of the past. You know, I saw a woman yesterday who lost her house in the fire, and it just made me think again, like how we have to let go. She said she lost all of her videos and pictures of her kids in the fire from when they were little. And I thought to myself, wow, like there's a lot of letting go we're being faced with right now. So feel like water falling off a duck's back. Let the past go. Take with you the beauty. And we'll exhale, let the eyes open, arms down by our side. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky, look to the sun. Exhale, just take the hands right down the center line, forward fold, release the head and neck. And on the inhale, hands on the shins, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll step the left leg back into a lunge. Set the back knee down. Good, and inhale, sweep the arms up. One full breath here. Exhale the hands down to the floor. Let's step back for this first one onto our knees, and we'll come into Ashtanga Pranam. So the butt stays high and we lead with the heart, ending up with the chin and the chest on the ground. Then sliver your way into Cobra. Burrowing the hips. Take an extra breath here. Rooting down to rise up, shoulders drip back and down. Exhale, lower, and we'll press back. Just taking this pause here. Taking a little child's pose pause. Yeah, just drinking in these moments of pause, of wonder. Spring goes so quickly, right? I have to remind myself just to stop and take in the beauty, take in the fleetingness of spring. And then exhale, we'll slide our way back. Yeah. And take a few breaths here. So feel free to move your dog around. Yeah. And then you can find that just slight bend in your knees again here, and then move those inner thighs apart, and you're gonna feel the hamstrings broaden. That's what we wanna sense, is that broadening across the hamstrings. Then re-straighten the legs and take a big breath in. Full breath out. Great, and then other legs forward, left leg. And back knee to the floor. We'll inhale. Reach the arms up. Crescent lunge. Exhale, the hands come down. And step forward, inhaling to a halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana. Hold forward. And plug in the feet, lead with your heart. Inhale, radiate the arms back up. We're going to plug into the legs, and exhale, the hands come down the center line. Releasing the hands down. We're just going to keep moving in this beautiful flow, intuitive flow. So let your body feel its way through. It's nice to even just sense the air as you're moving through space. Fold forward. Inhaling, halfway left. And then exhale, step that right leg back first this time. Keeping the back knee leg lifted, bring your hands here onto your thigh. Yeah, and find your balance. Great. So we want to plug in from the hips, root down into the feet. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Take a hold of your right wrist here. And we're just going to curl up and over to the side a little bit, left side. Yeah, so you want to keep a sense of stability in the lower body, hugging the outer hips in. And inhale, reach the arms back up. Look up and take a sip. Take a sip of nectar. And exhale, bow. And we'll take another twist here. So right hand down, left arm up to the sky. Couple of breaths, inhaling. Open the back of your neck and shoulders. Exhale. Inhaling. And then on the exhale, we'll look down, step back to plank pose, inhale here. And exhale, either knees down, or you can go straight leg chaturanga, sliding your way through to cobra. Big breath in. Exhale, lower, we'll press back. Either taking child's pose first or going right into downward dog, and just breathe. Good, open up the soles of the feet, open up the palms of your hands. See if you can feel, sense. Notice the breath moving in and out through the nose. This beautiful teaching of the breath, taking life in fully and letting it roll off easily. And then at the bottom of your next breath, look between the hands, we'll step that right foot forward. Hands come onto the thigh. Take a moment just to pause here and ground down. Yeah. And then once you feel that grounding from the hips down into the feet, scoop the tailbone and inhale, rise up. Yeah. Take a breath or two. You're going to take your left wrist this time and go up and over a little to the right. So you get that little opening. You can keep the back knee bent for stability. Yeah. Beautiful, nice, Sarah. And then inhale and exhale. Hands down, left hand down, right arm up to the sky. And then from here, just feel the spine. If you can feel the spine freeing up all the way up through the neck, throat. Don't worry so much about looking up. Good, and then exhale, look down. From here, we're gonna walk over to the left and we'll turn our feet parallel. Or it might be to your right. Yeah. Good. And so then from here, the outer edges of the feet parallel to the outer mat. Inhale, walk the hands out and shift your weight just right into the center of your feet. So the hands are right under the chest. And you want to start here. So you're really grounded in the very center of your feet. And there's balanced action between the quads and the hamstring, front and back. Then once you feel that, walk your hands in. And you might find a little tripod here. And the sense here is that you're hugging in a little bit with the thighs. You're kind of squeezing in, but just enough to activate, stabilize, and then exhale, softening. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Yeah. And then inhale, look up, and we're just gonna go side. We're gonna bend the right knee and then bend the left knee. And bend the right knee just right where you are. And bend the left knee. Yeah, you should feel this inner thigh area opening up. Great. And then walk your hands over to the right and come into a lunge. Bring the back knee down. And we'll just come into a half Hanuman here. So we're going to come into that runner stretch. Feel free to use a block if needed. Yeah, and then press your heel down. And when you press the heel, you're going to feel this hamstring is going to like hug the bone, right? That's what you want. You want to feel the hamstring hugging the bone. Then once you have that, inhale, lift the belly and the chest forward. Exhale, walk your hands out. And just find that first sweet edge. Feel your way in and wait for the opening. And then once you meet that edge, you're just going to breathe. Relax the jaw. Notice where the resistance to feeling is. So we use the resistance as a teacher. And then we can take it out off of our mat, right? Like when we come into those places of resistance. What do? We find the breath. We soften. And we find a little inner smile. Great. And then inhale, we'll come back into a lunge. Let's lift the back knee off the floor and walk back over to the left. And just pause here for a moment. And you can take the full stretch if you like and just feel. It's always nice to just feel afterwards, right? The difference of the right and left side. And then we'll go to the other side. Inhale and exhale all the way over to the left. Bring that back knee down, and then we'll make our way into runner's stretch. So that back knee is right underneath the hip. Dig the heel. Inhale, lift the belly, the chest, and exhale, walk it out. Go to the first edge and breathe. And you might make some little subtle adjustments in the hips, side to side, right? Feeling the deeper connections in the body. So when you dig the heel in, what happens in the hamstring, and then what happens in the lower back. We'll take another big breath in, look up, and then come back to a lunge. Lift the back knee, and we'll walk back over to the right. Just pausing here in the middle again. Feet parallel, inhale, and exhale, walk in. Take a couple of breaths. Great. And then inhale from here, walk the hands out. We're gonna do our last little variation here. Turn the toes out 45 degrees. And then we'll walk over side to side again. So you can maybe get a little deeper in your hips here. Yeah, and I want you guys just to feel the freedom to move intuitively in your body, side to side, spending time where you need to. Yeah, being curious where the tension points are, where the openings are. Yeah. Take another 5 or so breaths. Letting go where needed. Beautiful. All right, and then let's make our way back to the front of our mats, and we'll step all the way forward into Uttanasana. Folding forward. Let's take our elbows here for a moment. Feels so good just to traction the spine. Let the head dangle. You feel that nice opening in the lower back when you let your full spine go. And then release the arms, bend the knees, and we're just gonna roll up one vertebrae at a time. Great. And just take a moment here standing, feel your body in space. Yeah. And see if you can close your eyes and just let your body find its center line. So it's always fascinating. Like the body knows how to organize, right? So you might notice like, oh, my shoulders were holding and they don't need to be holding, you know? Yeah. And then we'll let the eyes open. How are we doing? Good. All right. So this is where if you have a strap, go ahead and grab it. You don't need one, but we are going to take the big toe. Okay. So the focus here is going to be a little bit more on grounding that standing leg more than anything. If you have a strap, you can put it around the balls of the toes here and straighten out the leg like so. We'll turn sideways. Yeah. Yeah. And then if you have just your big toe, you can play with, so you want to focus on grounding the standing leg. You can play with starting to straighten the leg. Yeah, good, Sarah. Nice. Yeah. I'm gonna use a strap today. Woo. So again, ground down to rise up, find the top of the head and open up your feet, both feet. Great. And then we'll take the leg about 45 degrees out so the other hand can rest on the hip. And you want to stay tall and elongated. And then look over to your side with just a little smile. And then inhale, bring it back. And exhale, we'll just hold the leg there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Woo! I never do that one anymore, but I think it's good. Yeah. So you can just shake it, give a couple little kicks. We'll let Kim get caught up. And then when you all are ready, we'll take it to the other side. So either taking the big toe or using the strap. Woo. And so I always find with these balancing poses, you got to find the balance first, right? And balance is dynamic. So balance is about finding the action in both directions, feeling that dynamic opening in the core. Yeah. So if you're a little wobbly at first, that's good, right? It's going to help you explore balance. And then take it out to the side, gazing off the right shoulder, breathing. Beautiful. Inhale back to center. And then we'll just hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. And then shake it out. It's great, you guys. All right, let's do one more. We'll do the tree pose into the dancer's pose, and then we'll get on the ground and do some hips. Yeah? Okay. So we'll start with taking the right foot, bringing it up high, as high as you can. And if not, you can bring it down lower. Yeah. Good. And then hands going to come to the heart. Beautiful, everyone. Yeah. And then if it feels good, you'll just take the arms straight up overhead. Open the pose up. So feel the energy balance going down and up. Pulling in, expanding out. Nice deep Ujjayi breath. And then on the next exhale, take the arms down slow. We'll just move right in. If you can, take it right into dancer's pose. So you're going to take a hold of your right foot, reach the left arm out. Turn a little sideways here. And breathe. So the back foot pushes into the hand to get more open. And then inhale, coming back up. Beautiful, everyone. Shake it out. Just take a moment. And then the other side. Vrikshasana. So left foot comes up to the inner thigh or inner calf. Finding that sweet spot. Hands fold at your heart. Yeah. So standing steady in your life. And then arms up overhead. Deepening the breath. Woo! Almost fell over. And then we'll make our way right into the dancer's pose, taking hold of the left foot. Take a moment to hug in, inhale, reach the right arm, and exhale, up and over. Kick that left foot back into the hand. Just celebrate this posture. And then when you're ready, inhaling, coming back up, and exhale. Let's just shake it out again. I feel like we do these deep focus poses and then it's just nice to take a moment, right? Okay, good. I needed to do a little time check. So let's come, actually one more standing. This is gonna be our hip opener, standing hip opener. We'll take our right ankle over top of the left thigh, just above the knee, and the hands on the hips. And then you'll come in slowly, right? So bend the knee, let that right hip open up. You're gonna keep your right foot a little flexed for the knee stability. And you just go forward and see where that sweet spot is and just wait. Maybe taking the forearms onto the shin. Deep breathing. Maybe bring your fingertips down. For the last couple of breaths, you're just gonna see, listen, feel, be intuitive. You know, intuition is really just getting all the other stuff out of the way and letting yourself be a channel, an opening. Good, and then we'll bend the knee a little bit more to come back up and we'll release. And then I always like to just do a couple little circles in the hips, just nice, big, stirring the pot. And when you're ready, we'll take the other side. It's a little flexion in the foot as you come down and going to that first edge, really good. So you can feel the right ankle is trying to find that balance. That's the proprioception. It's actually really good for proprioception. Balance is dynamic. It keeps us moving forward. Good. And last couple breaths, if you can touch the floor, go for it. Great, everyone. And then inhale, come up. Woo! That's a little intense. Awesome. Okay. Where do I want to go from here? Oh, triangle pose for the hamstring. So we'll step the feet about one leg length apart. Turn that right foot straight out. And inhale, sweep the arms wide. Yeah, take a nice open pose here. Welcoming in the day. And then on the exhale, reach out with your right arm and tip your hips as you come up and over. The hand can come onto the shin or ankle if you have that flexibility. Left arm up to the sky. Breathe. Take a breath. And this is just that nice pose to work on, particularly that right quad lifting. Yeah, opening. You can let your left arm come overhead for the last couple of breaths. It feels really good in the side body. Yeah. Beautiful. Great, you guys. And then inhale, come on up. Turn the feet parallel. And then make your way to the other side. Left foot turns out. Inhale, arms wide. And on the exhale, tip the hips. Reach through the left arm and hand comes to the shin or ankle. And turn to look up. Take 5 long breaths here. Don't be in a rush. Beautiful. So we root the big toe mounds. Right? Hug that quad muscle into the femur bone. Yeah, open wide through the spine. And arm can come overhead. Last couple of breaths. Get that nice open side body. And inhale, come on up. Exhale, turn the feet parallel. And let's step or hop to the front of our mats. Hands folding at our heart. Again, let's take a moment here of just recentering, letting the body self-organize in gravity. Yeah, so there's a sense of resting back inside of yourself, right? Where there's no, you're truly resting inside the present moment, where the past and present and future are all in the moment. And we'll take a deep breath in. And on the exhalation, let's let our eyes open, arms down to our sides. Let's move through to the ground, inhaling through a sun salutation. Arms up, exhale, fold forward. Oh, feeling that this morning. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, step both legs back to downward facing dog. We're gonna walk the feet together and reach the right leg to the sky for one-legged dog for a moment. Bend the knee, open the hip. Oh yeah. And then on the exhale, we'll slide that knee into half pigeon. Yeah. And you can just play with where you want to have your foot for the maximum stretch. Yeah. And then inhale from here. Take a big in breath, open up this front line of your spine, and on the exhale, walk it out. And you'll just come down onto the elbows, maybe rest the thumbs here up in the bridge of the nose. You can also use a block. And we're gonna rest. We're gonna take about 10 breaths here. Yeah. And I'm thinking about just what Kathleen brought in the beginning, just that feeling of letting down after holding something for a long time. In her case was parenting. So just, even if it's just something small and subtle, just taking a moment to let down your guard, perhaps some protection that is no longer needed in your life, but your body maybe is habitually holding. Let's see if you can use gravity. Gravity is such a great healer. In fact, a Rolfing teacher told me last summer that one of the things Ida Rolf used to say is that gravity is the healer. And so if we allow ourselves to soften into that field, it can truly heal the body. So notice where you're holding, let it go. Take your last couple of breaths. Anything residual that's holding on. And you know it's time to let it go. It's just like, you're not quite sure how. Just give it to grace in this moment. Give it to gravity. Just very, very slowly. Come on up. Let's bend the back knee and take a hold of the foot. And just pull the heel in towards the hip for a couple of breaths. And if you can turn the fingers forward, you get a little deeper stretch in the shoulder. It's up to you. I was talking about this to a friend last night, like how much we hold as women, maybe more than we need to. And so some of our deepest work is to let go and trust that there's more holding us than we know. And then release your foot, gracefully slide your way back to a downward dog and walk it out. Just breathe. And then when you're ready, left leg to the sky, one-legged jog, bend the knee, open the hip. And then on the exhale, knee comes forward. And then find your sweet spot. Take a big breath in, open up the chest. Yeah, good. And then exhale, you can come down, just find that first initial, like, aha. Yeah. And this pose, more than most, if you get in the right position, you can really surrender to gravity. You can really let gravity have a hold, right? And let it open the hips, let it open the lower back. Let it take some of the unnecessary tension away. Another couple of breaths. Stay inside. Stay in the deeper place of release. The ways in which we hold our bodies to make us feel safe. And at a point, it's necessary, right? But then there comes a time where we can let go. And taking your last exhalation, releasing any of that unnecessary holding. And we can make our way back up. And we'll bend the back leg, take a hold of the foot if it's available. If not, you just take a nice open twist. And you just feel like you're kind of hugging in a little bit. Great. And then release. And we'll gently slide back. Take a breath or two here. I want you to feel that back line of your legs, from the sitting bones to the heels. There's a whole fascial connection there. Great, and then inhale, slide the chest forward, lower the hips, knees down, chest down. We'll come all the way under our bellies. Let's take a full pranam. I love this pose. Just arms out, legs out, forehead resting down. And you can just make it kind of active, right? So you stretch out through the fingers, out through the toes, like you're flying. Good. And then from here, we'll lift the legs and feet, head and chest. And then let's take the arms up. So a little hoisting energy, right? And you can actually take the arms down by your sides. So the arms are wide, stretch open. Feel as if someone's holding your wrists and just gently tracking your arms out as you lift. Beautiful. And then we'll keep going, taking the arms back behind, interlace the hands, take a full breath, and you can lower the feet now. And we'll separate the feet a little wide and go to one side. So roll on over to your side. Open up through that front line, throat, heart. Let your voice free up here a little bit. Your expression, your smile. And then inhale, coming back and roll on over to the other side. It's like you're rolling around on the spring green grass. It's a good idea, actually. I might go find some grass today. And then inhaling, come back to center, and just 1 or 2 breaths here in the middle. Great. Let's take the hands by the chest, and we'll come into cobra or upward dog if you feel inspired into a full upward dog. Yeah. And then exhale, child's pose. Ooh. Come back to this original pose we started with. It's a great pose for getting into all the tension in the lower back, the quadratus muscles, the sacroiliac joints. Good. All right, and then let's come up onto our knees. So we're going to take, oops, sorry for that. Okay, so let's come up onto our knees and we'll reach back, and then you're just gonna pull the calves down, and you wanna try to sit between your feet. So the feet are hugging up close, and you can use a blanket or block if you're far from the floor. But if it's okay on your knees, you're gonna sit right down into Virasana. Yeah. Everybody's knees okay? Okay. And so then you can take your toes and just spread them out a little bit, especially that little toe spreading, and the outer ankles come in. So take your thumbs and press your outer ankles in towards your hips. Yeah, and then I can see myself in the camera. I'm kind of hunched over a little. So ideally, we just take a couple of moments while we're working the spine, sacrum coming in and up, and sitting up tall. Yeah. And so there's that sweet balance, right, of the effort to not collapse, but we don't want to overdo it either. We want to use that feeling of gravity is holding us, and then we're finding a little more lift, a little more space, a little more vertical. Yeah. And then you can, if you have a block, you're welcome to take it. We're going to take it into Supta Virasana. So your Supta might just be back here in your hands, and that's totally fine. If you want to go a little deeper, you can take the block right between the shoulder blades. It's a really nice heart opener. And then I like to cup my hands behind the skull, so I'm not overstretching the neck, right? It's so nice. And so many variations, right? If there's any knee pain, just don't do Virasana. You might come here into just sitting on the heels. Great, so find your sweet spot, really good, nice there. Bring your knees a little closer. So you wanna have your thigh bones parallel. The knees don't need to be together, but you wanna try to keep the thighs parallel. A little scooping of the tailbone. Feel the nice relief here. Yeah. Great, and then we'll slowly come on up. I'm just gonna walk in slow. And we'll come up onto all fours, and you can stretch the legs out here a little bit. Stretch the feet. Nice fresh blood flow coming back into the legs after that one. Yeah. Okay, and then I wanna do one more like that. So we'll do Ustrasana. And we're gonna come up onto the knees with the thigh bones parallel to each other and the toes tucked under for this one. And then we're just going to start here with the thumbs underneath the armpits. And you're going to lift up, find that banker's pose, side body, right? And get that lift and space in the side body. Yeah, and then you can start to open and go back. So it might be just right here. This might be your pose, just with the palms open. You're going to get that side body opening. If you can come down, take the hands onto the heels, keep squeezing the thighs in so you get that stability, and open through the front of the spine. The head will come back. And take some nice breaths here. Nice big breaths, really good. Nice, Kim. Nice, Kathleen. You guys all look great here. Yes, I like the opening in the back of the skull that I'm seeing. And then to finish the pose, you want to follow the breath out, Mula Bandha. Come up leading with the heart, and then just sit back on the heels and take a few breaths right here. You can place the hand on the belly and heart, or just keep the hands resting on the thigh and just feel. I love to just give myself that time to feel the spaciousness, the opening. What is that like to feel more opening? Do you feel more capacity to breathe? A little lighter in your emotions? Yeah. Great. And good, let's open the eyes. So I wanted to get upside down a little bit today. And for some of you, that might just mean the dolphin pose. So I'm gonna set you up for dolphin. And then if you wanna take it into headstand, if that's in your practice, you guys can decide if you wanna do that. So we'll take the hands, clasp them together, bring the elbows shoulder width apart. Your head is gonna come right here to cup the hands. Hands are going to cup the head. You want to be slightly forward of the top of the head. Okay. And then we lift the knees. And you're just going to decide, is this the right spot for my feet? You might walk in a little, maybe out, and then just work it here. So for dolphin, actually, we're lifted. We're not, the head is not down. You're grounding the forearms. For headstand, if you want to go into headstand, then you can walk in and hop the feet. And using a wall is a good idea if you're not used to this one. Okay. Try to do a little more inversions because they're so good for our bodies. They give us new perspective. They get all that fresh blood flow back into the brain. Yeah. And so even if you're just doing the dolphin, you're getting inverted. You're getting more of that blood flow into your head. Yeah. Let's take a few more breaths wherever you are, dolphin or headstand. And then you can, when you're ready, you can rest it down in the child's pose. Mm-hmm. Good, Sarah. Let's take about another minute, wherever you are, take another minute, whether it's still in the pose or you're, I love the chickens in the background. Good. Sarah, take your legs a little more forward and then lift your tailbone up. So it's tailbone up is going to keep you from going over. Yeah, nice. Great, you guys. And then we'll just slowly come out into child's pose if you're not already. Great, and then we'll come up onto our elbows. Let's take this cervical curve pose. So your chin is resting here in the palms of the hands. Mhm. Beautiful. And then let's go ahead and come to sitting. So I'd love to just do a little bit of pranayama. And if you need something to sit on, you can go ahead and sit so that you feel like your spine is really supported. There's a sense of upright, vertical in your spine. And the palms are just going to rest here in the lap, on the thighs. And just take a moment to feel your body. And you should feel just more centered and relaxed in your center. Mhm. So we'll just do a few ujjayi breaths. And we're going to do a little nadi shodhana. So breathe in through the nose, pause. Nice, slow, relaxed breath out through the nose. Then pause. And inhale. And pause. And exhale. And then we'll begin some nadi shodhana. So just using the right hand, we'll fold the first two fingers in. So we're using the thumb and the ring finger. And we'll inhale, take a deep breath in. And go ahead and just close off the right nostril. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale left. Inhale, just imagine the breath, your awareness passing through the third eye. Exhale right. Inhale right. Awareness passes through the third eye. Exhale left. Keep going. Inhale. Let your vision rest at your third eye. Exhale. Last round. Inhale. Exhale. And we want to finish out through the right. So inhale. Exhale right. And inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both. Couple more ujjayi breaths. And just let go of your breath now. And you can either sit for the remainder, last couple minutes, or you can lie back for Shavasana. So you just decide at this point which you want to do. So I'm going to send you into Shavasana with this David Whyte poem, Working Together. We shape ourselves to fit this world, and by the world are shaped again. The visible and the invisible working together in common cause to produce the miraculous. I am thinking of the way the intangible air traveled at speed round a shaped wing, easily holds our weight, so we may, in this life, trust to those elements we have yet to see or imagine, and look for the true shape of our own self by forming it well to the great intangibles about us. As you feel ready, you're welcome to stay if you want to stay longer. I just want to make sure we finish on time. So you just start to move your breath and stretch your arms and legs. When you're ready, making your way up to a comfortable seat. And again, if you need longer, please stay longer. Bring the hands together at the heart, just in a gesture of gratitude and honoring light, this current within connects us all. Namaste. Mm. Oh. Mm. Mm.